I am so excited for another pretty moment. It is, I think, is this going to be the first pretty moment of September? I think this is the first pretty moment of September. Okay, I'm just going to tell y'all right now, excuse if you hear yelling in the background. Evie is perfectly fine, but she was going through our wallets, so we had to like confiscate our cards because we only got nothing to buy. We need our cards, sis. Like, no. So if you hear her yelling in the background, ignore that for the time being. She is perfectly fine. We are setting boundaries with her, which is important, and a big part of parenting. But jumping in to our pretty moment, I wanted to chat with you a little bit about this idea that my safe space and I were talking about. And that's really this idea of how you have to love yourself first so that you can love others well. And that's really important because a lot of times we do a lot of output for other people. We do a lot of pouring into other people. We do a lot of care. We do a lot of perception managing. We do a lot of emotion managing for other people, but we don't necessarily take care of ourselves or put ourselves into the equation. And the time has come. The time has come, the walrus said. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Harriet the Spy, but that's from there. To really put ourselves into the equation. And the reality is that sometimes what we're offering to people because we think it's the better thing, the better version of us, is unfair to people because it's not the true version of us, right? And so we've created this narrative about ourselves. We've created this persona that others can get used to and that we've kind of become used to ourselves, but it's not us. And so we're depriving them of the true value of us because we're depriving of the true version of us. We are depriving them of the true value of us because we're depriving them of the true version of us. And it's really important that now we change that. We change that. God didn't make mistakes with us. And so if there are things that you're finding about yourself that you just don't feel comfortable with, and they're not you, they're other people's perceptions, they're other people's projections, they're other people's expectations, they're other people's wants. If they're not yours and they're not God, it's time to start shedding. It's really important to start shedding. And again, this is easier said than done. And this is something that I'm working through, working through. And I can't say that I mastered it. I'm going to be really honest. I cannot say that I've mastered it at all. But it doesn't mean that I'm not worth the work of mastering it. It doesn't mean that I'm not worth the time of mastering it. It doesn't mean that I'm not worth the investment of mastering it. I believe that God has called each of us to something special. While we're each called to effectuate his glory in the earth, we're each called to do it differently, right? And if we're trying to mirror other people or we're trying to meet other people's expectations, we have missed out on being the truest version of ourselves, but also meeting the expectations of God. We're missing out on the expectations of God. God equipped us very specifically for a very specific route of purpose. Very specific. And if we're constantly folding or giving in to what we believe other people want us to do, we'll miss out on how he wants us to do it, which means we'll also miss out on the people that he has purposed to us. And then that takes us into the realm of disobedience. And it doesn't seem that way at first. It doesn't feel that way at first. It feels like we're making everybody happy. We're being good people. We are meeting the demands of those around us. We're loving others well. We're doing all of the things, right? All of the things. But we're not doing all of the things for ourselves. And honestly, the word says that he made us perfect and that we're his workmanship and that he created a plan and formulated us for it. And so if that's the case, that means that as he created us without the projections and perceptions and expectations of other people, we were right. Yes, we're all sinful beings. Yes, there is no good thing in us without him. Yes, all of those things. But if you have relationship with God and you're pursuing that relationship with him and you're putting him first and listening to his voice and taking the time to figure out who who have you called me to be, God? Then you can't fail in that. But where you do fail is focusing on what other people want for you and how other people want you to get things done and where other people want you to show up and how they want you to show up. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous. We think that we're loving others well, and we think that we're doing right by others by denying ourselves and denying who we are. But the reality is that you're doing them a disservice because they never have true access to the gift that you are. That you have created this wall that it cannot be penetrated. That they don't understand who you actually are and what it is that you're actually giving them because they don't know you. They know the version of you that they created. They know the version of you that they projected. But they don't know you. So then are you actually loving them well? Or are you giving them a watered down version of your greatness? Are you giving them a watered down version of your greatness? I would say that right now I'm probably in my midlife crisis, if I'm being incredibly transparent with you. And that's hard. That's really, 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 really hard. Because I've worked really, really hard. And I've done a lot. And I'm in this place where it's no longer enough. Because I don't know. I don't know me in the way that I should know me. I don't love me in the way that I should love me. And I'm drained and I'm tapped out. I'm overwhelmed. But it's because I have worked to fit other people's expectations and not worked to fulfill my own for me. And it's nobody else's fault but mine. And so now taking the time to say, to love you better, I have to love me first. I gotta love me first. And so do you. So do you. It's not selfish. It's not selfish. It's intelligent. It's the intelligent choice to say, I have to learn me. I have to love me as God has created me so I can show up fully as myself in the space that He has set aside for me to be available and efficient and excellent in caring for you. It's important. A lot of my relationships have changed. There are relationships that I thought would be exactly the same for the rest of my life, and it was great. But I'm in this place where I realize that's just not the case. And it's not because there's anything wrong with them. It's because that version of me is not the full version of me. And I can no longer operate in a portion of Petra. I have to be full capacity Petra Michelle. It's not their fault. It's my decision to step into the fullness of who God is calling me to be. And that means that I have to switch some relationships. I have to walk away from some relationships because they become bondage for me. And then I have to step into others fully because they have seen me and they have heard me and they have made space for me and who I actually am at my core. And they have said, here is where you are safe. And here is where we will celebrate you in your fullness and we will propel you into your elevation. We will accept you in your fullness and we will propel you into your elevation. So it's time for you to ask those questions for yourself. It's really important for you to ask those questions for yourself. Where are you dimming your light to fit other people's shine? So that other people feel full and welcome and happy, but you're not. Hey, boo! She's one of the main reasons we're having this conversation. Because I don't want her to feel like this. I don't want her to feel like she can't show up fully as herself and as God has created her to be. Hey, boo.
What do you want?
What you want, girl? Oh, okay. It's important. And now let me have a disclaimer. There are some things that our flesh wants that's not of God. That is not what I'm telling you to do. If you are doing things that you know that God is saying, that's not appropriate. That's not in my word. My Holy Spirit is not leading you to that. Petra is not telling you. Mama. Petra is not telling you to do that. Yeah. Yeah, take it out, okay? Can you take it out for me? Hey, you want to come say hi?
Yeah.
You come say hi? Come on. Come say hi. Come here. Uh-oh. Say hi. Say hi. E. Say hi.
Because?
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
That one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go probably down. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, baby. But did you tell them? But you didn't tell them hi though. Yeah. Okay. You wanna say bye-bye?
No.
No, you're not ready to say bye?
Bye.
Good job, Mook Mook.
Bye, Mom.
All right, baby. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Yeah.
Say bye.
So, again, this is not me advocating for your flesh. This is me advocating for your spirit. This is me advocating for your mental health. This is me advocating for your emotional wellness. This is me advocating for your body positivity. This is me advocating for your spiritual well-being. Like, this is what that's about. I am not saying that those things that you know are sin, those things that you are hidden in the dark because they are fleshly desires, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting to know you as God has created you and answering to those things and saying, hey, I need to figure this out. Hey, baby, what you need? Yeah. What you want Mama to do? Okay, okay, go get Daddy. Can you go get Daddy?
No. Say Daddy.
Yeah, he's out front. Can you go get him for me? Go tell him to come here. Tell Daddy come here. Can you tell Daddy come here?
No.
Want this one? What you want? You want me to get up?
No way.
That's another one. You want this one?
No.
I don't have any more.
No.
So don't take this the wrong way. Do the things that God is calling you to do. Be the person that God is calling you to be. Have the connections that God is calling you to have. Pursue the passions that God has given you. And really fulfill the purpose of who you are. Not who someone else expects you to be. Not the perceptions of other people. Not even the narrative that you have told yourself. Be you. Be the godly faith girl that God has called you to be, because you can be it. And it's okay to take time to figure out who that person is. And it's going to be hard. It is going to be confusing. It's going to be like, oh my God. It's going to be like that, because it's like that for me. It's like that for my girls as we're going through this. And it feels like a midlife crisis, but I don't know that that's what it is. I said that earlier. I don't know that that's what it is. I think that it is a midlife recognition. A recognition of where I was, where I am, and where I need to be. Where I need to be. So let's change our focus. Let's change our verbiage. Instead of midlife crisis, let's call it a midlife recognition. And let's get in place. Let's do the things that we're supposed to do. And let's make it happen. And let me go be a mama, because Evie is ready. Okay, come here, come here. Evie's ready. Come here. Want us to get up? Come here. Come here. You want this? Come here. Uh-oh, come here. You got it?
God.
Okay, baby. Best decision ever. Best decision ever. Best yes ever. But yeah, so do those things. Do those things. Pursue it with your fullness. And that's what we're going to be doing at the Hey Pretty Conference. We are really going to dive deep into this idea of loving yourself first as the luxury item that God created you to be. You are the luxury commodity, sis. It's you. It's you. And when you begin to love and treat yourself that way, then you are able to love others effectively and treat them as a luxury commodity that they are. That's important. She just turned off a light. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that all weekend long, February 10th and 11th in Ocala, Florida, at the Hey Pretty Conference. And I don't want you to miss it. Go to heyprettylife.com. You can get your tickets there. You can even do the Afterpay option there. And you can see what we have planned. We're talking about the Worship is Life. We're talking about our mental health classes, our business classes, all the things that we have planned for you. We have some bonus content that we're working on for you. Girl, we're going to take care of all of you. All of you. But it starts with you first. Choose you first. And then help us love you well. All right. Bye.